The world of Don't Starve has some pretty unique traders, some better than others. But which traders provide you with a great value, and which traders are just straight up scammers? In today's video, we are going to figure that out. Before we get into this though, let's talk about what makes something a trader in Don't Starve. Well, the classifications depend on the mob and or structure. This tier list is going to cover all versions of Don't Starve, Reign of Giants, Shipwrecked, Hamlet, and even Together. The mobs in Reign of Giants, Shipwrecked, and Together trade a lot differently to Hamlet's mobs, the former only having one-sided trades. You give them something, and they give you something back. Whereas Hamlet, you have an entire economy. You give traders items to receive money to use in their shops. Therefore, Hamlet creatures will be rated on both their selling trades and their buying trades. The others will just be based on their trades. Another thing to keep in mind is that I am primarily a Don't Starve player, not a Don't Starve Together player. So the traders from Don't Starve Together were mostly rated by my live chat, who definitely have more experience than me. Oh yeah, also unlike my previous tier list, this is going to be the standard scale, with S tier being the best traders and F tier being scammers. With that said, let's get into the tier list. First up, we have the Pig King, Reign of Giants, and Don't Starve Together technically. I think he has the same trades in Don't Starve Together. I think everybody knows that the Pig King is one of the most vital creatures in the entire game. Whether you're playing Reign of Giants or Don't Starve Together, it's free infinite gold. This guy is also infinite oinks, which means you can buy whatever you want in Hamlet. We have Wally. Now, I think Wally's okay, but pretty forgettable. Most of you probably have never traded to Wally before. But Wally has some good trades, especially because if you give Wally an old boot, you can actually get 2 blue gems. Is it an old boot? Or no, it's a toy boat. Give him a toy boat, and he will bring you 2 blue gems, which is great in Reign of Giants because you can make Ice Chester. So I'm gonna say like mid-tier, like high mid-tier, so B. Most people just break it down. In fact, since most people just break it down and ignore Wally, and Wally is totally ignorable. You know what? Wally's totally ignorable. We'll just put Wally in D tier. Wally doesn't scam you. The trades can be really good, but it's just so forgettable. Yarktopus, A tier. Here's why. All right? This one's gonna be actually hard. So the slot machine is technically a trader. You give it an item, and it gives you something back. A lot of the time, it's going to give you not good stuff. But when it gives you something good, it's really, really good. However, I can't put it above these two because these two are only good. This thing can be bad. Slot machine's going in B. When you get the 3 golds, it's normally a really good drop. I'll spend some time sitting at this thing for a while. It's definitely worth it. It's really good. But it can also be incredibly bad. It's completely luck-based. So if you have bad luck, don't even bother. Alright, we're on to Hamlet now. So this is the main course of this tier list. We have the Gem Trader. So this guy accepts gems for oinks. I don't think he has a cooldown. However, gems are hard to get. What does he sell? He's the banker, so he runs the mineral exchange. I think gems are so hard to get. This guy's pretty forgettable. I'm gonna put him in C tier. He runs the bank. I don't really care for the bank that much. Like, you can buy gold. I guess that's cool, but it's really overpriced in Hamlet. He used to accept purple gems, but yeah, they took it out of the game because it was way too OP, because you can farm infinite purple gems with the ends well. Yeah, there's so many better ways to make money, and his shop isn't even good. Up next, I dislike that face. We have the Hat Maker. The Hat Maker will accept silk for 5 oinks each with, I believe, a daily cooldown. However, the shop that they run is really, really good. You can buy the Pith Hat, you can buy Moggles, you can buy the Miner's Hat. The shop makes up for the silk trade being okay. I mean, silk is really easy to get once you link a Reign of Giants world. It's not easy to get in Hamlet, but when you link a Reign of Giants world or a Shipwrecked world, silk is a lot easier to get. I'm gonna say like lower B tier. The shop is great. but it's really only great one time. Once you buy those hats, it's almost forgettable. In fact, high C tier, just because of how forgettable the hat maker will be. Next up, I think it's the hairdresser pig, something like that. So she accepts feathers for 2 oinks each with a daily cooldown. However, she also runs the mud spa, which is very good, like really good. And you're gonna want to go back there every single time to get coffee for like Hamlet bosses. I'm gonna say high B tier. The shop she runs is overpowered. The feathers, not so great. It's not really a good trade. I mean, it is free money if you get the plumes from the peacocks or the thunderbirds, but the shop she runs sells coffee, it sells healing items, it sells mushrooms, it sells anti-venom. It's a really good shop. Everything's very well priced. I gotta say, she's pretty good. You know what? Slot machine's going up one. Next up is the collector pig. I don't think it's gonna come to any surprise that this guy's going up here. He runs the trinkets shop, I think. However, that is not what makes him S tier. What makes him S tier is the trades that he accepts. He accepts all of the good stuff for 3 oinks each. I think it's like you got stingers, silk, spider glands. He'll accept any of the weird stuff for 3 oinks each with no cooldown. If you go to Reign of Giants and then come back to Hamlet, this is the best way to get rich quick. I think that's all I have to say about him. I mean, the oddities shop is okay. You do buy gears from that, so that also boosts him up a little bit. But other than the gears, it's kind of useless, really. Up next, we have the Erudite pig. She accepts nightmare fuel for 5 oinks each with, I believe, a cooldown. She also runs the magic shop, which is a pretty good shop, but pretty overpriced. Actually, really overpriced. Mid-tier A. Nightmare fuel is so easy to get in Hamlet, in Reign of Giants. I mean, go deal with the apocalypse for a little bit. You'll be swarmed with this stuff. Go to the Endswell, you'll be swarmed with this stuff. Go to the ruins, you'll be swarmed with this stuff. I gotta give her, just for her selling trade, her shop is not good. Next up, we have the farmer pig. This guy is like super forgettable. He's not terrible. He's not a scammer. He doesn't run any shops. You can only sell to him, but he's more forgettable than Wally because you trade him a twig or a grass for 1 oink each. But remember, these guys only spawn in the cultivated biome, or the countryside biome as I call it. Low D tier, very forgettable, not a scammer though. Next up, we have the gardener pig. This pig will accept petals for 1 oink each once per day. She also runs the floral arrangements shop. That shop is not bad when it comes to a Hamlet only world, because you can, or not even just a Hamlet only world, you can buy berry bushes and other things that were previously like really hard to renew or almost non-renewable. That makes her pretty good. And the 1 petal per day isn't bad either. I gotta say, low B tier. Low B tier. It is time for the weapons shop guy, the hunter pig. And oh my goodness, do I hate this guy with every bone in my body. He is the definition of a scammer. If you look at the weapons prices, they are ridiculously expensive. Now, in a Hamlet-only world, yes, he's okay. He's fine because he's the only source of like Cutlass Supremes, all of that. But you're not limited to just Hamlet. If you start a Hamlet world, you can easily jump to Reign of Giants or Shipwrecked. It's not like it's disabled or anything. I don't even think you can disable it. But it's so much easier to just go to Shipwrecked, take out a swordfish, get a Cutlass Supreme that way. The mayor of Swinesbury. This might come as a surprise, although it won't if you watched my recent video. It won't come as a surprise. Low S tier. You know what? For his sales, he goes above the collector pig. Because he sells you the home deed. You can literally buy a house from him. He sells you the Royal Guard contracts, which means you can tame the Royal Guards. And he sells you expansion permits. All of those are really good. Really, really good. However, that's not where he shines. You can also sell him 1 gold for, I think it's 5 oinks each. If you link a Reign of Giants world and work with the Pig King here, you have infinite gold. Infinite gold means infinite oinks, which means you can buy anything here. So yeah, this guy goes above the collector because he's literally an infinite oink machine. These two combined make S++ tier. In fact, hold on. These two combined are the best. All right, the miner pig. Now, much like the farmer pig, there's actually a good chance you won't even see this guy because he doesn't live in the pig towns, and he's not even guaranteed to spawn. In fact, I think quarries are even more rare than farms. You trade him 1 stone or 1 flint once a day for 1 oink. Really? Do you want to do that? I mean, he's super boring, and you just won't see him anywhere. Not good. Low D tier. In fact, yeah, lower than the farmer pig, even. Oh no, we're almost up to the DST guys. I'm gonna have trouble with them. I'm gonna need lots of help with these guys. Next up is the relic guy, the museum pig, the whatever you call him. I don't know his official name, but we have, you trade him relics and he will give you oinks. Now he does run a shop, but that shop is only to sell him more relics. I gotta put him in like mid A tier, actually probably high B tier. Now hear me out on this. He is probably one of the best sources of oinks early game. But as soon as you start getting like established and you've already explored the world of Hamlet, there's not many relics left. So he has that huge boon of being really, really good early game. But mid to late game, he's not great because you can't really do anything with him. The Queen Malfalfa, I believe she's called. Super high S tier. In fact, no, because you need Queen Malfalfa to connect Reign of Giants to Hamlet. I'd say the Queen is like the mastermind of this whole money printer. So, if you guys don't know, how you trade with the Queen is you need to collect artifacts. There's 4 royal artifacts that you can trade to the Queen to get keys. Those keys will unlock exhibits that will give you 3 unique items. One of them is a key to the city, which allows you to build any of the Hamlet city things wherever you would like. Anywhere, even in other DLCs. Which means you can put lampposts down. You can put town shops down. Like, it's so great. It's so great. But that's not all. You also get the deconstruction hammer, or the demolition permit, which allows you to take down pig houses, which is equally as S tier, because you'll make mistakes and you'll want to take down, you know, all that stuff. But then the final one, which is the can of silly string, allows you to link a Reign of Giants and a Shipwrecked world to Hamlet, which allows you to get to the Pig King, which allows you to get infinite money, which then allows you to become the richest person in all of Hamlet. So I would call Queen Malfalfa the key to this money printer business here. Up next, we have the shopkeeper pig. This is one of the better pigs in the game. I would say super high A tier. Super high A tier. Now, the shopkeeper pig runs, I think, multiple shops. I think the shopkeeper pig runs the grocery store, crockpot food store. The shopkeeper pig runs a lot of the stores. I mean, it's in her name, shopkeeper pig. But her main point is that you can sell clippings to her for 1 oink each. There's no cooldown either. That's one of the better ways to get oinks until you get a Reign of Giant linked world. I think she's pretty great. The Usher pig, our favorite green vest wearing pigman, for his very popular voice line that for those of you watching the video, I'll show on screen right now. He's quite silly. He's okay. His trades are really good if you get lucky with World Gen, or if you link a Reign of Giants world. Other than that, he's not crazy good. I would say absolute mid-tier for his trades. I don't think he runs any shops, so we're just talking about his selling trades. I think I'm going to put him completely mid-tier. Actually, above this guy, because he's renewable, and that boosts him up a little bit. Oh. You know what? The fact that you can sell him honey pushes him to low A tier. All right? Honey is not hard to get once you get like a good bee farm going. Okay, last Hamlet guy. And honestly, it's a really good one. The construction pig. The construction pig does run a shop. I think the construction pig runs the trinkets shop, the trinkets tower. Believe it or not, the fact that the worker pig runs the tinkerer's tower brings his rating down significantly. The tinkerer's tower is straight up a scam. The items, the blueprints are super good. It's really good, but it's also not as good as the hedge clippings because hedge clippings are super easy to get in mass. I gotta say high D tier just because of his trade is really good. His trade is very good. You could trade him any of the refined resources for 2 oinks each with no cooldown. Not terrible, especially because refined resources are kind of easy to farm up in mass. But still, it's just the fact that he runs the Tinkerer's Tower just makes him not cool to me. Corvus Goodfeather, I believe is the name. All right, so you trade him stuff and he gives you the stuff to build a carnival. All right, so it seems the general consensus is that the carnival is fun, but also not useful utility-wise. But I mean, I guess if his purpose is to bring fun to the game, you know what? It seems like people agree that it's fun. I'm gonna put it in low A tier for the fun factor. Remember, this is not... I have no clue what this creature is. I haven't played Don't Starve Together during the summer. I barely play it at all. The general consensus is it's fun. And if that's the main purpose of it, if that's the utility, I'm gonna put it in low A tier. Okay, Krabby Hermit. This is about the bottle exchange. So, to my understanding, with the limited amount of research I did, I didn't want to spoil too much for myself, but I did want to learn the basics about these traders. You have the bottle exchange, which can give you some pretty good stuff. Pearl is essential if you want actually good fishing gear. Yeah, I saw that you can also get a lot of good boat gear from it. I would honestly put... this is my opinion as well, based off of the limited knowledge I have on Don't Starve Together, so this could totally be wrong. I'm gonna put her in, like... This sounds good. Boat stuff is cool and Don't Starve Together. I say Krabby Hermit's cool. Frost Jaw. So Frost Jaw is on here because technically once you beat him, you can trade with him to get that ocean wormhole thing. Again, I did limited research. I don't know everything. I'm probably going to butcher this entire tier list with these takes. Frostjaw is a scammer. Worst form of fast travel. Just trust me, he's a scammer. I gotta agree with chat because they have much more knowledge about this game than me. And the general consensus is that Frostjaw is a scammer. There's no way he's worse than the Hunter Pig. I've never encountered him, alright? But there's no way he's more of a scammer than the Hunter Pig. Merm King. So this is the Pig King for Wort mains, I believe. The trades that I saw that the Merm King has doesn't seem crazy. He buffs Merms. I mean, I guess that's true. But we're talking about the trades here. You could trade fish for gold, kelp, seeds, and trinkets. It doesn't seem great for anybody who's not Wort. But like the whole point is it's for Wort. So like, I mean, I can't put that against him. Merm King gets the cool tier. Very hyper specific to a character. But the trades, I feel like there's no way he's better than the Pig King. Not better than the slot machine. There's no way he's better than the slot machine. No way he's better than the slot machine. Next up is the Monkey Queen. You trade the Monkey Queen bananas to get rid of like some type of trinkets or something. She lets you build on the water. Ooh. That, you know what? If she lets you build on the water, I'm giving her super cool tier. I'm giving her super cool tier. You can trade bananas for your freedom from a horrible curse. You know what? Yeah. Super duper cool tier. Super duper cool tier. The Curio Trader. Supposedly you trade him stuff and he gives you quote unquote better stuff. Better stuff, whatever that is. Yeah. All right. I think this guy's a scammer. Not as bad as the he's cosmetics, guys. He's cosmetics. Yeah. Yeah, gross. Yucky. Disgusting creature. Gross. He's below Frostjaw? Alright, fine. Below Frostjaw, I guess. I don't know him, so. Next up is the 2 unimplemented traders. Now, one of them, we know what they do. That's this guy, the unused shop merchant, who was actually part of Vanilla Don't Starve, believe it or not. Or not was part of Vanilla Don't Starve, but was planned to be part of Vanilla's Don't Starve. And then we have the Cyber Pig, which has no information on him at all. So we'll just have to guess what the Cyber Pig would give. I feel like he'd have to sell something cool with how he looks. I'm gonna put him in like mid A tier just because he'd have to sell something cool. He definitely could go for losing that mustache, but everything else about him's pretty cool. Maybe he would sell like the Wagstaff machines. Who knows? It's theory time, guys. What if before they added Wagstaff, they were thinking of having this guy sell Wagstaff's trinkets? Imagine that. So imagine if you could buy like the Thumper from this guy or the Telebrella, whatchamacall. He sells items from other characters. That would also be super cool. That would be really cool. Even if they were like obscenely high value, which I feel like that would be worth it. Imagine being able to buy a Pneumatic Horn as like Wilson. That would be beautiful, dude. A Pneumatic Horn as like Wigfrid or what's big Muscle Guy. Yeah, woo. What is his name? What's Muscle Guy? What is Wolfgang? Imagine being able to buy it as like Wolfgang. Sells super fun stuff for WX. Yeah, that like I feel like he could have been super cool. We're just going off of speculation. I feel like he could have been really cool. All of this is totally speculation, but you know, we'll just say he could have been very cool. And then finally, the final entity on this tier list. I don't know if you guys have seen this guy's trade, but this was before Hamlet came out. This was before Shipwrecked came out. This was before Reign of Giant came out. Back when Don't Starve was supposed to be a mobile game, you would get like points that you could use to buy stuff from this guy. And if I believe it correctly, let's go look at this. Like, look at this. So you could buy a pig house for 40 of whatever currency that is. A meat effigy for 30 of whatever that currency is. Although this top hat seems kind of nuts. 90 of whatever that currency is. No clue. Still, if he made the game pay to win, then that would still make him, like, it would make him annoying, but, like, funny. Imagine being a pay-to-win single-player game. That'd be so weird. That would be so weird. I guess, that makes sense. I could see it. Okay, so if this guy was going to be pay-to-win for a single-player game, that's kind of based, right? That's kind of based. A pay-to-win single-player, he still deserves S tier, just because that's, like, nuts. Like, I mean, if you want to pay to win a single-player game, go ahead. That's cool. I mean, if that's how you want to support the creators, that's cool, I guess. And this was our final tier list. Do you agree with it or disagree? Be sure to leave a comment down below. Also, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. This has been Polarlotus, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.